Hi, my name is Emma Barnett and I'm a senior at Barnard majoring in political science with a minor in psychology. I'm involved in the Student Government Association, the Columbia Music Performance Program, Greek Life, and Hillel. I am also currently interning at NBC. I chose to come to Barnard because it is a school like no other. You are at a women's college and constantly empowered by the people around you. You're part of an Ivy League institution and have access to everything a research university has to offer, and you're located in the greatest city in the world. When I first stepped onto Barnard's campus, I knew it was the perfect school for me. I was surrounded by incredible women who were just doing the most amazing things, pursuing their dreams, pursuing their passions, and I wanted to be just like them. The best thing about Barnard is being constantly surrounded by people who inspire you and who empower you to always do your best. The worst thing about Barnard is that there are so many incredible things to do on campus and around New York City that it makes it really hard to balance your schedule. If I could change one thing about Barnard, it would be the swiping policy. When I go to visit my friends who live in Columbia dorms, I have to be signed in, and it can be a little bit annoying. I think what surprised me the most about Barnard is all of the amazing opportunities I've had to study and work internationally. During my time at Barnard, I got to work in Israel, in New Zealand, in Copenhagen, and in Korea. So really being able to take what I've learned in the classroom and bring it with me while I'm traveling and working in different countries has been super valuable. Before I came to Barnard, I wish I'd known how easy it is to get addicted to Insomnia cookies. For those who don't know, Insomnia Cookies is an incredible cookie store that sells the most delicious, warm, freshly baked cookies and they're open until really late at night. One thing almost nobody knows about Barnard is that there's an underground tunnel system, so you can walk from one end of campus to the other in the cold without going outside. In high school, I was known as the kid who kind of did a little bit of everything. I have been playing violin since I was 3 or 4 years old, so I was involved in orchestras, chamber music, violin ensembles, solo lessons. I was a competitive swimmer, a black belt in Taekwondo, involved in student government, and did a lot of volunteer work. College is very different from high school. First of all, you have a lot more freedom, both academically in the schedule that you're creating and just in your personal life. You get to choose when you want to see your friends, when you need to study, and college is a lot more about creating a balance in your life, while high school was a lot more about routine. For me, I was very lucky. I applied to Barnard Early Decision and was fortunate enough to get in. But something I like to stress is that you will end up in the school that you're meant to go to, and just apply everywhere you think you would be a good fit and it will work out. When applying to schools, I wish I'd known that SAT scores are not a defining factor in your application process, and that it's a holistic review for most schools that you're applying to, and to just relax a little bit more and enjoy the journey. Barnard does have extra supplementary essays in the application process. Something else that I recommend is if you're a musician or do something in the art world, submit a video to show off your awesome skills. I wrote my Common App essay about Interlochen. Interlochen is a summer arts program up in Michigan that I attended for 2 years. And it was kind of a failure success story. My first year at Interlochen, I didn't get into the top orchestra, so I spent the entire next year practicing my butt off in order to be able to get in the second year, and I talked about that process. And also the night before camp started, I snuck onto stage with my brother, and there's a big quote on the stage that reads, "Dedicated to the promotion of world friendship through the universal language of the arts." And I talked about what that quote means to me and how it inspires me to be the person I am today. I applied Early Decision to Barnard because I immediately knew when I walked on campus that Barnard was the place I wanted to be, and at the time couldn't envision myself being anywhere else, so I put all my eggs in one basket and went for it. I am majoring in political science and minoring in psychology. I came into Barnard completely undecided. At first I was going to be a music major, then an urban studies major, and then an anthropology major. I was all over the place. And then in the summer of 2016, Brexit happened and Trump became the Republican nominee. And I realized that there were a lot of things changing politically in the world. And I thought it was really important to understand political theory, understand American elections, which is why I decided to major in political science with a focus on American elections. The best part about being a political science major at Barnard is being taught by world-class faculty, and having the most enticing conversations in class. The advising system at Barnard is top of the top. When you are a first year, you get matched with an advisor just like you would get matched with a roommate. And at Barnard, you don't feel like a number because you're a real person who's working with an advisor who is there to help you. The advisors at Barnard are full-time faculty who do not get paid to be your advisor, and they want you to do your best and they want you to succeed, and you can go in and meet with them at any time you want. And then once you declare your major, you get a new advisor who becomes your major advisor, and they help you make sure that you're going to graduate on time and that you're taking all the classes that you want to take and are there to answer any questions for you. Also, besides academic advisors, there's also a lot of extra help that you can get while at Barnard. Every single student, once you get here, is matched with a personal librarian who will help you find sources for all your papers. There's also the Economic Resource Center, there's the Speaking Fellows and the Writing Fellows, and all of these different resources to make sure you are doing your best. The best part of the political science major is that it's very versatile and you can do a lot with it after you graduate. So I'm pursuing journalism, I want to be a political reporter, and will use the knowledge that I've gotten from my political science major and apply it to commentating on politics in the future. The best piece of advice that I got when applying to college was that if you want to be a journalist, you should be in New York City and have as many internships as you possibly can. So because I was located geographically in Manhattan, I've been able to have 10 different internships throughout my time at Barnard, and that has put me ahead of some of my peers because I've been able to use my political science skills to do political journalism while in school. Social life at Barnard is awesome because everyone who comes here is so cool and has done something amazing, and it's just so great to hear all of their stories. All right, my favorite spot to go out used to be this incredible dance place called Cannons. It was a dance bar and it was so fun, and they played all throwback music, but it shut down after my first year. So on campus, I'd say my favorite bar to go to is 1020 or the Heights. Bacchanal is undoubtedly the most fun weekend of the year. They bring in a famous artist who does a huge concert at Columbia, and it's just a great spring festival-like way to get the community together and to get out the library and enjoy hopefully what always will be good weather and music and just lots of fun. Yes, there are two kinds of school spirit at Barnard. First, there's the woman empowerment spirit, where it's constantly uplifting and people are supporting each other. And then there's also school spirit in sports. Barnard is the only women's college that's attached to Division I sports because of Columbia, and it's really cool to go and support all the different athletes. The weirdest tradition at Barnard, in my opinion, is called Big Sub. They build a huge sandwich across campus, and everyone stands by the sandwich, and there's a countdown, and then you eat the sandwich at the same time. And some people come with like huge containers and put the sandwiches in the containers and bring them home for lunch and dinner, living on the true student budget. My goal in life has always been to be a political reporter, so I'm just going for it full steam ahead, and we'll see what happens, but hopefully you'll catch me on TV in a couple years. I think you should like and subscribe to Crimson Education if you want to learn more about America's top universities.